Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the ABV Barrel Shop's 3-year anniversary celebration. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, Ryan, the Billionaire Thompson, Matt Modica, and Kathy Cool.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, so we've got some fun coming up. We've got our 3-year anniversary party. It's the biggest blowout of the year at the ABV Barrel Shop. Going to be incredibly fun. We're going to get to that after the break. What are the details? How do you get involved? All that stuff. We'll cover all that kind of stuff after the break. We're going to answer every question Ryan can throw at us next after that.
I've got a lot.
Right. But before we get to that, Ryan said there's something he wanted to talk about, and it's along the lines of getting something off his chest. So who knows what we got going on here?
Well, it's been disturbing me for about a week now. I went down to an Avalanche playoff hockey game down in old Denver last week when they were still in against the old Dallas Stars. And the outcome of the game is neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. I sat next to these two nice young men. They must have been early 20s or something. I don't know. I was kind of under the weather. I will usually chat up my neighbor, whoever I sit next to. My friend, my girlfriend was on the right. I had these new guys on the left, and you're sitting quite close to them. But I didn't really feel like chatting them up. I was there to watch the game and hang out a little bit. And then after the Avs scored their first goal, this stranger to my left of me is throwing up his hand like he wants to give me a high five. And I'm not a high five kind of dude.
Right.
I'm rarely a high five guy. And so I'm like, I can't leave this guy hanging. My girlfriend's looking at me like, I know you're not a high five guy, but you're going to high five this dude, right? You just can't leave him hanging. So I had to give him a high five. We don't say anything else besides a high five. Sit back down. Nothing, no words passed. I score again, and he's sitting there waiting for another high five from me. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? We're going to do this all game, are we? All right. So, of course, every time the Avs score, this guy's waiting for his high five from me. And
sure,
it's just not in my wheelhouse. I'm not a high five kind of guy. It's kind of along the same lines of people that clap when the plane lands after a flight, right?
It's so different. This guy is just being social. He's being nice. The clappers.
He wasn't social. He didn't say hi to me. There was no hello or goodbye. Just high five in the middle.
You could have been like
high fives in the middle.
I'm so happy. You could be like, hi, I'm Ryan. And you could
I usually would, McNew, but I was under the weather and I didn't want to have a conversation with him. So no, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk to the people next to you. I want to talk to anybody that sits next to me.
Sure.
I'd like to. Usually I would, but
so I was Ryan, similar to you. I went to the Blues game, the game 6 of the Blues, not before they totally messed it up in game 7 in Canada. But at any rate, same deal, right? So I'm not necessarily a high fiver. I'm not even really that big of a sports fan. I go when I get free tickets or when I'm invited, right? Sure. And so like I'm sitting there, and second period of that game, if anybody watched the game 6 second period, like crazy. It was insane. And even I got excited with not being a big sports fan. And same deal. Guy next to me, quiet most of the first period. And we were best friends after the second period. Like, I'm talking and everything.
Sure.
I totally get it. I feel
You
you.
got caught up in the moment. Yeah.
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 The high fivers out there. Anyone
High
else?
fivers. Yeah. One time I when I was a sales guy and I had Florida, I went down and watched the St. Louis Rams take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I was incognito because I was worried. Got the cheap seats, and man, it was a rowdy bunch, and I was of course secretly rooting for the Rams. I was a big time Rams fan at that point, and then. This guy starts turning me the high five, and I wouldn't high five him when the Bucs scored, and then a bunch of people started saying, let's see your driver's license and shit. So then I started high fiving all for the Tampa team, even though I'm still rooting in the inside. Someone wanted me to check my fucking license.
I was like,
no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, oh yeah, I love the Bucs. Yeah, the Bucs. Yeah, and then the Rams took over the lead, and then if I remember correctly, they lost that game. The Rams did, and the Bucs won. But they then met in the playoffs, and the Rams beat them in that amazing game that where Ricky Prohl catches that touchdown, and they go to the Super Bowl. So yeah. That's the way I remember it. Yeah, the facts might not back that up, but in my mind, that's how it happened. That they played in the regular season. That may have been a different season because I did.
You want to be going for a high five even in St. Louis, would you?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't strike me as a high five kind of guy.
Not a high five guy, no.
You're not an initiator, but I think you have to be receptive and be like, hey, you just be like, hey, great. And then you just be nice to that person because obviously, like, they're reaching for a connection. Like,
I just want the connection.
Friend, if they do that, that's going to be great.
Right. Yeah.
KK, are you a high fiver?
So yeah, I used to.
Well, at 5 foot nothing, it's hard to say a high five, really.
Medium fiver?
She fives people.
I five. I used to have season tickets to the Cardinals, and we went to some World Series during that time, and it would be, but at that point, season ticket holders, the people around you that are also season ticket holders.
Sure.
So you're there enjoying the game with them and high-fiving them. Strangers, I don't know, if they want to high-five me, I'll high-five them back.
Right.
My suggestion to you would be high-five the guy the first time and then sit down and start coughing like loogies into your hand.
Right.
And then he won't want to high-five you anymore.
He won't high five you. It'll take care of it. The problem will take care of itself.
Yeah, I didn't think about that strategy. Thanks, KK.
Yeah.
Sure.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Why do you you're in public with people, like they're obviously looking for camaraderie, like they're rooting for the same team, whether it's like a team or a concert, whatever. Like if my favorite song comes on at a concert, I'm like, hey, this is my favorite song. And if the person next to me is like, that's my favorite song, we're going to be like new best friends. Like,
you high-fiving them?
I don't high five. I'm just like, I just be like hitting arms. I just hit people next to me.
Hitting arms. Okay. Interesting.
Probably that annoying person that you guys don't want to sit by. God.
Yeah. KK, I got a question for you as a Cardinals fan. So, so you were such a fan that you had season tickets, and it sounds like we're talking Tony La Russa era. Did you hate Tony La Russa?
No.
Okay, thank God. Most people I know that are huge Cardinal fans, even I got one buddy who is still a season ticket holder to this day, hated Tony La Russa. He couldn't wait to run him out of town. And I was like, dude, we always win.
What have we done since he left?
Right. But he didn't like the way he managed the team. He was
a game player.
Who cares? Who cares how he manages the team?
Right.
And he's like, well, he ruins the young guys. Well, then name one young guy that went on to better things than they left the Cardinals. None of them. He was like J.D. Drew, all these. No, they were terrible when they leave the Cardinals. He brought out the most in those guys in my mind. And of course, the Cardinals have been really bad ever since. They haven't won since Tony La Russa left.
Right.
And they need a Tony La Russa. They'll never get another Tony La Russa. The guy they got now, they'll never fire because he's just a yes man and does what the Cardinals management wants him to do, and that's just play the game. And the Cardinals the management's terrible. So, but Tony La Russa, you couldn't. Tony was bigger than those guys. That's the problem. He was respected. You can't have a manager like that and be like not let him do anything or sign the players he needs or whatever. So, but now
someone tells me we're not going to get a Cardinal sponsorship.
No.
I don't think we're in line for one anyway. Sponsorship.
I don't think we're in line for one anyway. So, but yes, Yeah, it's just so frustrating because they have a fan base that's big enough they could make some moves, and they don't make any moves and sit on their hands and twiddle their thumbs, and then they have a guy who just stands up for them. They had Mike Schilt was a guy who's actually a good manager, but he didn't play their game, so they had to run it. They run him out of town. So yeah, and that's why we'll not. I mean, everybody's like Yachty called a good game as a catcher. He could probably be a good manager. They won't have him because Yachty would have the fan of the support of the fans. So that's just.
So I don't follow the Cardinals, but my manager is a Cardinals fan and she has boys. And she's like, we can get Cardinals tickets this year, like good tickets for $10.
Sure.
$1 that fucking bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Probably just show up and they'll just give them to you if you just show up even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So frustrating. So there you go. There's a little bit of what's going on in Ryan's world and apparently mine. So yeah. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Kathy. Kathy, what do you got there?
I'm just going to open up a little bit of the Square 6 bourbon.
Okay. It was audible. That's what I'm going to say. It was audible. You didn't have any fouls either, so that's you have that going for you.
I'm going to beat Ryan.
All right, probably beat Ryan. Matt Monica's next though. We'll see what he's got. Mr. No Fun.
Yep. 1D no fun. Absolutely.
He's thinking about cutting out cork pops because what if someone injures themselves? They punch themselves in the face.
Linda told me this one would probably do well. So this is a Neely. This is the 8-year Air.
Okay.
Bourbon Shop.
All right. Wow. Explosive. Okay. I thought Linda was going to give him a bad one. She was saving it for herself because she was on the show. That's what I thought was going to happen.
For you.
Yeah. So, yeah, Linda she'll be on the shows again. She was great actually. So she was really good. As is Matt. So I like both of them, but I don't want them both on together on at the same time because I don't want to make it out and stuff. The Monicas get very handsy when they're together and that. And we don't need that on.
Hold hands. We high five a lot.
Yeah, you have to be on separate shows. That's the rule. You guys can both be on the ABV network, but just not together. So, yeah, no one wants that. So, this is not a show about love. It's a show of laughing and making fun of other people, not about falling in love. So, yes. All right.
Anyway.
All right, McNew, what do you got?
I don't think it's going to do much. It's the Dark Arts, the Cabernet.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It's literally so
that was my favorite one. Everyone wants to come in and wants to know what's your favorite. That was my favorite one out of that.
They're well loved, but I've opened it enough. I don't know what it's going to do.
Okay, nothing really there, McNew. Sorry. No. So, Ryan Thompson, you're next.
I've been sitting here thinking. I think I'm going to start a new competition. Who can open their bottle the quietest? Let this be the official. Open
start of that.
Okay. Quietest cork pop.
Okay.
What am I even drinking? I'm drinking an Ironton straight rye malt whiskey from Colorado. Here we go.
Nothing.
See? I win.
Yeah, Ryan and Tim and sometimes me competition. I am here for it.
Thank you, McNew. Appreciate it.
There you go. I've got 13th Colony, their rye whiskey. So
in the fun bottle.
Yeah, this is a fun bottle. Well, that was nice. Also, some fouls on the play, though. So yeah. Well, thank you for pointing it out. I mean, as if I wasn't embarrassed enough. Yes, yeah. So let's point that out. I wouldn't have won anyway. Matt had the explosive one. So cheers to Matt. He's our winner.
Yeah. Matt's 2 for 2 so far.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the ABV Barrel Shop's 3rd anniversary. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. Break. What, small talk, Darren? You got something?
Yeah.
That sounds like it's going to be horrible.
Yeah. I still haven't thought of anything.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the ABV Barrel Shop's 3rd anniversary.
Yes, we are. Fun stuff for sure. So the ABV Barrel Shop getting ready to celebrate year number 3. July 12th is the date. That's a Saturday. We're actually kicking things off, kind of a soft opening, if you will, for the weekend with a barrel release featuring Demetrius Kane. So if you're coming into town for this, come in Friday night, and Demetrius Kane will be releasing a barrel called the Tornado Survivors. So it was actually selected by the people that were there at the ABV Barrel Shop when that tornado hit, and we were all we all had a chance of dying together. So we made it through. Everyone made it unscathed. And we lived to pick another barrel, so that's what we did. We picked a barrel. So, yes, and you'll also see I got a piece of the debris from the tornado too that we'll install that weekend in the shop. It'll be on permanent display from the tornado that rocked Arnold, Missouri. So,
would you like a shingle from my roof that's being replaced today? Happy to bring one in.
I've got some from our plaza that got pulled off, and
I thought maybe it was going to be your soiled underwear. Thank God.
It could be. It could be.
Thank God we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Are you saving them for Key West next year? Are they like in a baggie waiting to be
Yeah, they're in a baggie waiting to be disposed of at Key West. So yes, yeah. So I mean, you're in a tornado. It's just shit's gonna happen, as they say. So, there you go. So the celebration itself is like a mini whiskey festival. We do that over on the our event center, which is speakeasy themed, and it's going to be held over there. And you get an hour and a half in there. And then there's also stuff going on the barrel shop side. We have a food truck there as well, Kanoa's Hawaiian Grill, which is fantastic, by the way. The only way you get better food, I don't even know if you get better food if you go to Hawaii. I'll tell you what. That stuff can hang out with anybody. That food truck's fantastic.
It was so good. So last time I was there, they were there, and it's a lot of food. It's a lot of food,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was like, okay, I just took like little bites of everything, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I would close it and push it away from me. Not even 5 minutes later, I was like, nope, I'm back.
Right. Right.
And you gotta try all the sauces too. I mean, it's just that's half of the meal.
God.
Half the meal.
Oh,
you should get one of the Hawaii. They have drinks too from Hawaii, so they're like little sodas or something. I don't know. They're flavored that are available in Hawaii. So it's all real. I mean, the owner is from Hawaii. He and his wife run it then, and things are going really well for them. I knew him before he was into that business. He worked for Total Wine, so I knew him through Jim. And great guy. And, I've seen him start this food truck, and then I've seen it turn into a big success. And actually, next time at our anniversary, I think he's got his new food truck. I assume maybe I know he's got a new food truck that's like twice the size of the previous one. Whether he might have to do some remodeling and stuff, maybe it's not ready. I don't know when it's going to be ready to go, but at some point he'll have one I think he's even going to have like chairs and stuff like that, tables that he can take out and put around there and stuff. So it's really cool. So I'm glad things are going well for him. But you do get an hour and a half in the festival itself. There's going to be 25 brands that are pouring there. And I'm going to run through all these because I think it's important to cover them. And some of these are done directly by the people that represent the brands. Some are done by the distributors, and some are done by people that are hired to pour that day. And their name's Kathy Cool. So we'll talk about each of those. And then we've got some great bourbon personalities, people from the world of bourbon. We'll get to that in just a second, too. So, Ryan, your brand will be represented there. So Grey Eagle, Tom from Grey Eagle will be there pouring.
Fantastic.
Multiple brands. He's going to have the biggest table there because he has the most brands of things that we buy from. So, 10th Mountain will be one of them. So he'll have 10th Mountain there, and of course everything that we're pouring you can also buy. Now some of it will be available right there. Some because like Tom has so many different brands, things that we don't necessarily carry single barrel that aren't single barrels. You can order them. We will then place an order with Tom that day, and we'll get it the next week. So it'll be like on consignment, which is cool. So 10th Mountain will be there. Art of the Spirits, they will be there. Boxing Bear, which is our in-store brand, that will be there. With of course, we'll have another new release between now and then. Buzzard's Roost, that'll be there. From Luxco, we've got Davis County. So that's always fun. Dark Arts, which will be there, and one of our bourbon celebrities is from Dark Arts, which is cool. We'll talk about that in a second. Deer Hammer, that's great. We love Deer Hammer, and should be fun. Ezra Brooks, of course, St. Louis's own Ezra Brooks. George Remus will be there as well. Investment Whiskey Company, so Michael Steinkamp and his crew. MB Roland, which is always fun. Kind of a fan favorite at the ABV Barrel Shop. Middle West, really good stuff. Minor Case Rye, Neely Family Distillery, Nobleton's Distilling House, Nulu, Old Louisville Whiskey Company, Penelope, Rebel. Did we already say that? No. Okay, Rebel. And then Righteous Road. And Kath will be doing those pours, so which is kind of cool. So she'll be pouring that there. Rossville Union Rye, Washington Distilling Company, Willett Distillery, Wood Hat Spirits, and Yellowstone. So all some great brands and stuff like that. There's no snoozers there. That's all good stuff. So you can try whatever you want, and don't think you can try it all. So be tactical. That's what I would suggest to everyone. When you got 25 brands poured and multiple SKUs within those brands, you're talking there's going to be probably well over 100 pours that are available. Obviously, you can't drink that amount, but so pick and choose. Be wise as you go around. Have conversations though with the people. They'll answer your questions and stuff like that. Go ahead, man.
All those brands, Steve, I mean, just take a step back, right? Mm-hmm. Small shop, Arnold, Missouri.
Right.
And just the representation that you're able to bring in and host and have. I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be cool.
Thank you, sir. I think, this ends up being my life, and this is what I do. But yeah, this is more than a lot of big festivals. I mean, some of the things that we have around here in St. Louis that are bigger don't have this amount of things pouring. And I don't think there's a festival in Missouri that has this many celebrities that I'm about ready to go through. And these are big time names. This isn't the local Missouri sales guy for this company. This is the people that are involved in making the whiskey, which is pretty cool stuff. So
yeah, it's not like this little brand ambassadors. It's not like Black Dress Girls. You're getting like the real people who care about the brand.
Right. Well, nothing wrong with those folks, but let's have the heavy hitters come in. Is my idea. Yeah. So Washington Distilling Company, if you've never met Rich Anders, he's kind of one of those mad scientist guys, and he's a lot of fun. And he will be on hand pouring his stuff, and of course he does a lot of different things. He has a big portfolio of stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what he brings. One of the nicest people in the world of whiskey, and anybody who knows this guy, Lenny Eckstein, is just a gem. That guy's really a good dude, and great opportunity to meet him and see what he's got going on and have some conversations with him. Local legend Gary Heingartner of Woodhat, he'll be there, so just fun. Ask him a question about corn when you get there, and see how that goes for you. and then your 90 minutes is gone. Yes, yeah. Macaulay Minton, this is a big deal for us. Dark Arts, the hottest brand going right now, and Macaulay Minton is going to be here. With his girlfriend, his fiance, and the two of them will be in town for this, which is very cool. And they just don't get to come to a lot of events like this. And it's very cool that they are going to be there and in support of what we're doing. And I think people want to meet Macaulay. He's an interesting character, and I think you'll get that. So I'm getting ready to interview him for a second time on the Bourbon Show on Monday, and this is all Macaulay Minton. So on the 15th, we'll release the Bourbon Show with Macaulay Minton. Listen to that show. I haven't recorded it yet, but Macaulay's the one that called for this, and he said, I had some internet trolls on me about the stuff I said on the first show. I want to do a follow-up show, and I want to tell them how it is. I want to teach people about bourbon economics, and then I want to throw this out there and tell them how it is, and then if they want to fight me, I'm going to give them my address, and I'll tell them when to meet me and stuff. I mean, it's going to be, that's Macaulay, though. He's a crazy dude. He's fun, so you'll like him. Royce and Becca Neely, both two dynamic personalities. So you got Royce, making some of the greatest whiskey out there. Becca, just this big over-the-top personality we know from the Bourbon Daily. She's a lot of fun. She's a very cool person, knows her stuff when it comes to whiskey and stuff like that, so she's fun to talk to. We've got Dustin Parrish, who's our Missouri field manager, which means he runs everything that falls under the MGP brand. So we talked about a lot of them there. Those will all be available at one table. So this is everything represented by MGP. So you're talking about Remus and Rossville Union, everything under the Penelope label. So Penelope is theirs as well. Limestone Branch, so you're talking about Yellowstone and Minor Case Rye, the Lux Row brands too, so Ezra Brooks and those type of things. So that's all under them, and he'll have all of that stuff there. He's also a dynamic personality. Started the Missouri Whiskey Society and stuff like that. When you're talking about early on and starting clubs in Missouri and stuff like that, he was on board with that, so cool dude for sure. Then you've got Steinkamp, founder of Investment Whiskey Company, Arnold, Missouri. So he'll be there pouring a bunch of his different stuff and things like that. And then Mary Beth and Paul Tomaszewski of MB Roland. Again, kind of fan favorites at the ABV Barrel Shop. They will be there as well. So, and then KK, you're representing one of the brands there, because you have a company that represents brands at events and festivals and stuff. And that'll be kind of fun too. So so you'll be there talking to people. You were in their promo, so you.
I saw that. Yeah, I was worried that you were going to have people want to return their tickets. Like whoa.
Yeah.
Charge double, KK. Come on.
Yeah. Also did a big announcement. I need to do it bigger to the public at large, kind of the people of the ABV Barrel Shop mailing list and stuff like that saw this. But we have an agreement now with the Pear Tree Inn, which is 0.6 miles. It's close. Again, you could walk it if you had to. It's downhill coming from the hotel for sure. That'd be an easy trek. If you trip and fall, you're still going to make it to the ABV Barrel Shop. You'll just roll down all the way to us. Just dodge the cars, folks. And then, but $98. So, for instance, that hotel is typically somewhere between $130 and $175, depending on when you're wanting to go. We've got a flat rate of $98, but you have to use our booking. So you got to click through, and I've got it on the ABV Barrel Shop. So abvbarrelshop.com. I just created a tab called Hotel, and then it has the link that you click on and how you get the rate and all that. But utilize that, and that's good anytime too. That's not good just for the festival, though you can use it during the festival. Anytime that you're coming in, maybe you're coming into the shop, or even if you're just visiting St. Louis, you listen to this, you're like, well, I'm not coming into that. I got to visit some family. Great way to get a hotel at a great price, and you're very close to the ABV Barrel Shop. You should have a parking lot.
It's a nice hotel too. I like the hotel. They have nice fluffy white comforters, and if you get there early enough, they have a happy hour from 5. They'll give you free wine or beer.
and food's there as well. So you can get basically, if you're really cheap, because a lot of people are really cheap, you could have breakfast and dinner there. Because
if you don't like hotel food, there's some great restaurants literally next door.
Denny's, across Cybergs.
You got the Denny's, and then you got Cybergs right next to it. So.
Probably Denny's sounds good after you've been to our place drinking a few. So maybe after the festival, you're like, oh, Denny's sounds pretty damn good.
So I will say I often end up at Cybergs, and you can just crawl across the parking lot.
Cybergs is good. Yeah. It's right there, literally right there. So there you go. You can get tickets for this online. The easiest way would be to stop by the shop. You can avoid the Eventbrite fees and stuff like that. But if you want to book them online, a lot of people do like to still book through Eventbrite, even though there's fees, because it puts it all in one concise place, puts it on the calendar, all that stuff. Some people are like, if I don't do that, I'll miss them. So that is just go to abvbarrelshop.com, click on classes and events, and you'll see the 4 listings for the different times. All are open right now, so none of them are sold out. So you can choose the time that you'd like to go. Pretty cool, right, gang? I mean, that's
very good.
Not a bad festival, right?
Yeah. Huge congratulations to you, bud, for 3 years, man. That's awesome, and what a great milestone to celebrate.
3 years, and the amount of brands you have coming in, fantastic, Steve. It's impressive.
Thank you. Yeah,
I don't know how you're going to fit them all in there.
Well, when you're talking about, Tom probably, again, it's a 6-foot table that'll be loaded with bottles, but that's probably 8 or 9 of the brands right there. Then you go to the Luxco one, which is all the MGP stuff we talked about. That's also going to be a big table, but it's probably going to be another 8 or 9. So there's 16 of them right there with two tables. Then you got the whole bar. Then you'll have like Lenny by himself at a 4-foot table. Kathy, you'll be at a 4-foot table. You don't have to bring anything. We'll have the tables there and all that.
And also, I also think props to this because the Barrel Shop feels homey to a lot of people. A lot of people regularly hang out there, like it's their hangout place. I like that because there are some events where like, hey, we rented this hotel ballroom and it feels hard to navigate and it's foreign and it's weird. I like that you have like a home place for people to just go, and that's nice.
Yeah, it ends up being, I think that and the Barrel Shop is certainly the heart and soul of the business, but I'll tell you what, that the addition of what we call our speakeasy or our event center, it has been great. It's really changed the dynamic of the business, and those days are our best days. Those are, we wouldn't have the type of days that we have if we didn't have the space next door. And again, it doesn't get used a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of public events that we do there, but when we do, it's a big day for us.
Well, and then we do some private events. Not the public events. You've got game nights and other
game nights and stuff. Yeah.
Those of us that are speakeasy members, right?
Speakeasy members, yeah. So hopefully we'll get some more of those folks too to get involved. So we're gonna continue to work it. I think it's a great asset, and then one that's evolved a bit over time. You have to learn how to use it. And again, there was a big moment too when I was thinking back about this. Obviously, we're just at the anniversary now when Jim passed away a year ago, but this was before he passed away when he was sick and said he wasn't going to be coming back. 3 people, Matt Monica being one of them, and then Wayne Van Sluis and Dave Hoyle, you got together and said, what needs to be done over there? And I was like, Jim's got it pretty close, but there's some things that have to be done, and I can't get an occupancy permit till I get these done, and I can't do any of this, and I don't know how you hired the right people and all that. So they did it. To the credit of those 3, that I feel like is one of the key moments in the history of the organization. Those 3 stepping up and saying, hey, we can finish this for Jim, really made a huge difference in our business. It was
honestly, it's things that, and I know Wayne and Dave are probably the same. I mean, it's things that we actually like to do, right? We like working with the hands and doing stuff like that. And so for me, it was kind of fun, and I got to get out of the house and have some fun somewhere else doing
some stuff, and that was very helpful. That was just great. And
I did cuss up and down the street around that damn bar, but we got good enough. I think it's
the bar's good now. Yeah, we should be good for a while with the bar, so it's good. So it's been a heck of a ride. 3 years has been fun, and we really have enjoyed it. And this past year, losing Jim has been tough, but we've also it's been amazing how the business has really stabilized and turned around. And you just wish Jim was still here to see this stuff. I mean, I certainly wish he was still part of it, because it feels like we've done it, Jim. We did it. But it's unfortunate that he is not here to be a part of that. But he'll always be part of what we're doing, and that's why we remember Jim, and we have a picture of him in both sides, Speakeasy and the store, and we continue to do that. We just came off an event that was a lot of fun, where we had a barrel pick, and we had people all signing the bottles. Normally, it's the person who makes the whiskey comes in and sign the bottles. This one was like, everybody who's attending, sign these bottles. And we never did anything like that before. And it was a good time. Everybody loved it. They're trading each other's bottles. Hey, will you sign my bottle? It was like going back to,
It's like a yearbook.
Yeah, yearbook. I signed my yearbook. And then, then we set up a table, and I thought, well, we better get, at least a couple cases of those signed, because some people may want to miss. Shit, they were gone in like an hour the next day. Once the word got out, we had signed by everybody who was at the event that didn't attend, but they were there. Darren opened up the store, and I came in a few hours later, and shit, they're all gone. I was like, damn. I guess I wish we would have done more of those. I didn't know people would be that interested in the signed ones. So yeah, it was really a cool thing. And the idea for everyone signing the bottle was, you're going to put that on your bar, or you're going to pour it with your friends or people that aren't necessarily involved with the ABV Barrel Shop. They're going to be like, why are these signatures on here? And then you tell the story. It was about this memorial party that we did for this guy, Jim Fosnot was his name. He started the ABV Barrel Shop with Steve, and it leads to that story. And again, it's all about keeping the memory of Jim alive. So
a living legacy every time they get to tell the story.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it ended up being one of the most special things. If you haven't got one of those bottles and you're listening to this, you should. We still have about, a third of the barrel in stock. It's a special one. So Demetrius Kane, the first time he ever released his mash bill. Again, he's a 9th generation distiller, and how his family has always done this. You are responsible when you're in charge of the distilling for the family. You create a mash bill, and then you make that mash bill, and then you also make the people in front of you that made mash bills. So in Demetrius' case, he's the 9th generation distiller. He makes 9 different mash bills. His 8 predecessors, and then the one for him. First one he ever sold was picked by us at the barrel shop. So Jim and I, just the two of us, we picked that one. And anytime someone picked one of those barrels, Demetrius would siphon some of that barrel out before he bottled it and put it in another barrel. He rebarreled it and then created this blend of 20 of those first picks of his mash bill, and that was in there. That was in so they did this event. How this barrel pick was done, that one of the local clubs, the Jefferson County Bourbon Collective, did an event where they sold tickets and you could be part of the barrel pick. And one of the barrels was this barrel Demetrius put together with the 20 picks, including ones that Jim had done, which is cool. And blindly, that's the one they picked. It was the only one like that. There wasn't another one that was a blend or anything. It was all the standard mash bills, and that's the one they picked. Now, how special is that? To pick a barrel, yeah, it's almost like a goosebump thing. To pick a barrel blind that Jim was involved in picking, that's pretty cool.
Great, I love that.
A one of one barrel. Demetrius doesn't, that I know, have any other barrels that have those. So that's a one of one. I mean, that's pretty special. So really, really cool stuff. And it's a special barrel for Demetrius as well. The fact that these were his mash bills, and he wanted to kind of create this, see what happened with it, and it's fun. It's great whiskey for sure. So there you go. There's a little bit about the festival, some of the barrel picks and stuff like that we got, about my buddy Jim and all that kind of stuff. Come by and celebrate what we've got going on. 3 years, and it's hard to believe it's gone by. It's gone by quick, for sure. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Matt, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on my website at sabertoothcyber.com, and Modica 1D, no fun.
KK.
I'm on Instagram at KK Cast Strength.
Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. All of our content's out there. Also, come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy, where we've got fantastic events. Maybe you want to learn more about this. It's out there under classes and events, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.